We've got the generate. All right, we got the blog. Let's ask it to enhance the blog page itself to be just more of a feed. I don't love this blog, how it's laid out and how you have to sort of click into each of these. I'd rather it just be sort of a feed of a really cool blog. So let's see if it can do that. All right. Let's change the blog format. I mean, do we really want to do that? Let's see. Culinary Chronicles. I don't know. These are all right. Yeah, let's change it. And yeah, I like the way they did this, but I think it could be simplified a bit better. And let's go to, let's see, creator. I actually like this blog, the way it's organized on this page. Let's see if we could take some of the ideas and concepts from Creator Tech here and pull it over. Yeah, you see how that blog is kind of laid out. I don't know if this will work, but let's try something here. Let's go into ChatGPT. Let's scan this page. Let's scan a full page. Let's see. Let's scan this page. I'm going to try to copy this page in an image right here. I'm going to copy. That was a scan. So let's scan the page. I'm copying that. I'm going to go to ChatGPT. I'm going to paste it into ChatGPT, the copy of that page, what that page looked like. I'm going to say, please describe what this page would look like and how to implement using HTML or, hold on one second. Let's see, HTML or, all right. And I'm going to, so what I've done so far, just so you are following, I've gone to this website right here. I've taken a screenshot of that entire site. I'm now going to ChatGPT and I've uploaded that screenshot. And I'm going to say, please describe this page, what this page would look like and how to implement a similar page using HTML or using TypeScript React in React. Please let, okay. Yeah, let's just leave it at that. Please describe what this page would look like and how to implement a similar page using HTML or using TypeScript React. And let's press enter. And now ChatGPT is going to go through this, and it's going to actually look at what. Oh no! Did I just kill it? I accidentally pushed the new chat button. That is not what I wanted to do. Let's go back and see if we can salvage that. I don't know if we did. Oh, we did. We salvaged it. All right, it's right here. Sorry, I clicked a chat on accident or the wrong button. All right, so here it is. It's describing it for me. It's saying, here's the page breakdown, head section, middle section, and it's giving me some code. I'm going to say, keep going. It actually it kind of got messed up because of my interruption there. Let me try to do this again. I'm going to stop it. I'm going to paste that in there. I'm going to copy this again, copy, and I'm going to paste this in here. Whoops. Please describe. Okay, now I'm going to copy this. And I'm going to paste it in here. Let's try this again. I think I need to start a new chat window. I think I just broke it. All right, let's try this again. There's that. Let's copy the image, paste it in, go. All right, now here we go. All right, so while it's doing that, ChatGPT is explaining to me, yeah, it actually is working. It's saying layout, description, header section, and it's going through all of it. Again, hero section, blog post section, and it's telling me exactly how it's going to kind of build this blog out. And I'm going to use this information. I'm going to bring it back to Cursor and React and see if I can actually build a page similar to this one, because I like the way that this blog is sort of laid out. It doesn't have to be exactly the same, but I do just like how it's big, bold. The categories are right up top here, and it just literally goes right to each of the posts. So I like that. All right, so I think it's done. It's done the HTML. It's doing the TypeScript now. Yep, it's building the TypeScript. Ooh, there's a bit more to it with TypeScript, which is fine. All right. All right. Well, let's first try with the description. I'm going to take this description. I'm going to copy from here. Go up. All right. The image you appear. Okay. Let's see if I can do this. I don't know if this will work, but all right. So now what we're trying to do is we're going to try to change this blog post layout using Cursor AI. We're going to try to change that layout to be more similar to the one I just showed you. All right. So going back to Cursor, going into the Composer, I'm going to just paste what ChatGPT put in there. And I'm going to say, can you please update and enhance the blog page layout using a similar design as explained below. Yeah, okay. That should go. All right, so let's see what that comes up with, and it's going to modify our blog layout. It's probably not going to be exactly perfect, right? But while that's going, I mean, this is, again, what it's going to modify and change. You know, I don't know if I should have done exactly like this, but we'll see what it comes up with. I'm sure it's not going to be exactly like this. It's probably going to be maybe even completely off, but let's see what it can actually come up with. So it pulled up the blog file here in Replit, or sorry, here in Cursor. And keep in mind now, so the way I've set this up, I have a bucket right here, a front-end bucket that's keeping track of all my front-end files. I have a back-end bunch of files right here as well, so it can kind of see what's going on. But now keep in mind, I have not actually implemented anything on the back-end yet. I tried to do it all at once, the back-end and the front-end, and it was just very, very messy, caused a lot of problems, and very difficult to manage. So I'm going to do it a little bit differently this time. All right, it's done. So let me save. Let me save that. It doesn't look like it did apply it necessarily. Sometimes it doesn't do that. It'll actually like not remotely apply for whatever reason. Oh, it looks like there could be some. Oh, it's an error. We got a bunch of errors right down in here. So we go into the errors section over here, and it's kind of weird the way Replit sets this up. But let's see what all these errors. A lot of errors here. So let's paste these back into here. Now, it may have come up with a lot of errors because of the way I just did it with ChatGPT. You know, sometimes that works really well, and then other times it doesn't. And actually, what I should probably do, and let me go back to ChatGPT, I should probably take the HTML version and ask it to, you know, use the HTML version, which is better than explaining in English, right? So let's see what ChatGPT, or I mean, let's see what Cursor says now. Let's see if they can fix it. If it can fix it, then great. If not, I'll reject all these changes. All right, let's see what happened. I think we're broken. Yep, we are broken. All right, let's reject all. So now this should revert everything back to a working version of what we were just showing you. Let's go ahead and stop the app. Let's go ahead and run the app. And let's refresh. It should work. Let's hope it does. It's kind of connecting. Boom, it did. All right. See, so we reverted back, and now we have our app back. Same format and everything. So that didn't actually work. Let's try it let's try it with the HTML. Let's modify the blog layout only to be a better UI and user experience. Please see this. Please, let's say, please review this HTML as an example of what a layout might look like, but please use your expert design skills to determine what would work best for our environment and the material UI libraries would enable. Here is the example HTML. All right, so let's see what it does based on this, and we'll see if it updates the blog post any better. You know, I've had trouble updating blog posts formats in the past using the same method. I don't know why. For whatever reason, the AIs don't like the blog post formats. I don't really know why. It's just a page, literally, but it thinks maybe it's more complex or something like that. But anyway, let's see what happens here. All right, it's doing it. Certainly, I'll create a new blog component that incorporates the layout ideas from the HTML example you provided, while utilizing material UI components and styling for a better UI and user experience. Here's the updated version of the blog component, and it's updating the blog.tsx file, which is a TypeScript React file or component. All right, here it goes. It's actually doing it. It's starting to build it all in English, guys. Now, keep in mind, I'm building this entire thing in English, right? Now, it's been a few minutes, and you can see sometimes this is finicky, but I've built this whole app. Some things are easier than others, right? Let's see what this actually does. The blog seems to be a little bit problematic for whatever reason, and it doesn't seem to be wanting to actually apply it. Let's try again. Oh, it didn't actually really apply it. I'll say it doesn't look any different. And question mark. Now, I don't know why it does this sometimes, but because, it said that it replaced the placeholder blog post with actual blog data, implemented the actual filtering, added proper routing for navigation links. It said that it added, it said it added all kinds of stuff, but it didn't actually do that. Or I didn't actually see that. All right, you're right. The blog component hasn't updated yet. Let's create a new version of the blog component that incorporates the layout ideas from the HTML example while using. Okay, I don't see. It's finicky. It doesn't always work. It works decently, but you have to keep in mind that it's not perfect. All right. So as this is updating, now I want to show you something that's quite interesting because here we go. It's updating. I want to show you an application to this that's going to be very, very cool. It's something that's going on in Coinbase with the Coinbase wallets, and they're enabling Coinbase an application in Coinbase on-chain payments is what it's called, and it's basically a template with TypeScript, and it automates chain payments using the Coinbase developer platform SDK. So you can be able to develop on-chain now in a Replit environment, similar to what I'm showing you. I haven't actually tried that yet. But I will probably get into that in a different video. All right, let's save this. Let's see what changes. Oh, look at this. It actually did very, very close to what I wanted it to do. Very cool. All right, look at that. It flipped the blog. Before, we had 3 pillars and columns. Now, it literally copied this almost verbatim. And we have, okay, this is cool. So we don't need this separate blog navigation here, obviously, because we already have a navigation, but I love this top heading. And then these blog posts, these eventually will have images, right? But this is a pretty cool format. It's saying build a money-making SaaS business from scratch with ChatGPT. Very interesting, right? Because that's kind of what I'm doing right here. And it kind of came up with that from the previous thing that it copied. So this is great. So I'm going to go in, I'm going to click around a little bit, make sure everything's sort of still functioning properly. It is. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go back to the blog. I'm going to go back to cursor. I'm actually going to accept all of these changes. Those were very cool. So I'm going to accept those changes. All right. So it's applied those all. Now, what should I do now? I feel like now, before I go any further, actually, I should probably fix this. Before I accepted changes, I should have really fixed that secondary navigation. I need to get rid of that. Hold on real quick. Okay. I want to show you how to save this to GitHub. Let's get rid of the secondary creator tech navigation, including the home, blog, contact, start. Yeah, oops. Including navigation, including the start here button. We don't need a second navigation. Let's see if that gets it from just that. All right. Yeah, I should have spotted that maybe because yeah, I don't want a secondary navigation. My navigation looks fantastic, right? I even could light my screen up. Do you see that? I made a toggle to light the screen up and darken the screen down, which is working pretty well. Not perfect yet, but we're going to see how we can get that working just perfectly here. All right, let's go back to cursor. Let's updating. I'll remove the secondary navigation from the block component. Here's the updated version without the creator and navigation. Okay. So I'm hoping it actually catches this too. It may or may not. Sometimes it's smart enough. Sometimes it is not. All right, let's save it. Let's go back. Oh, boom, it got it. So cool. We have a new layout to our blog. And there's tags, so forth and so on. Let's ask it to put 3 blog posts. Let's say three blog posts. Let's add 2 more example blog posts to the layout. All right, now it should add 2 more blog posts here, and then I'm gonna probably ask it eventually to let's see. This one has. Oh, I kind of like the bigger version, but with a recipes site, it seems like it would probably be better to. So better to do kind of more blog posts. So let's see what it comes up with. This method actually did work, right? So taking a picture of a site, uploading it to ChatGPT, asking for it to describe it, and then bringing it back into Cursor and Replit, it actually worked. And look at it, actually, there we go. There's my my next blog post, right? So this is very cool. So can we click into these? Not yet. Doesn't look like we could click into them yet. All right. Now we got to design an individual blog post page. All right. So now, okay. So I'm going to save this. I'm going to save. I'm going to accept. I'm going to say this is fantastic. Now let's make each blog post card clickable and add and create individual blog post page. All right, cool. So now I'm asking it to do this. It should, let's give it a moment, and it should start adding some additional stuff here. It should start pulling up whatever I asked it to do, and we should be clickable, and we should have a blog post page coming out very soon. So I like how my site's coming along. It's coming along pretty well. Now, keep in mind, again, I have not added any functionality yet. This is all front-end design, which I am doing first to conceptualize my project before actually making big commitments into how I want it to actually operationally work when I go to code it. Because that's going to be very important that when I'm coding it, the back end and how it actually functions, that I'm using what I have on the front end here to tell it how to code properly so that it can, store and retrieve things from the database appropriately. And so that's kind of what I need to do as my next phase. Right now, I'm still working on the front end. It's still working. Yep, certainly I'll modify the block component to make each blog post card clickable and whatever else I asked it, right? Clickable and create a new blog post component for individual blog post pages. Here's how this can be done. So it looks like it's doing it. Let's say save. Let's go back to our, oh, it looks like it broke. Did we break? We broke. We broke. We broke. Let's reject. I think what I need to do instead of this, all right, hold on. Let's go back. I didn't add enough detail to that. You're going to start to get used to adding more detail. I got to stop this. I got to revert this. I'm hoping it does get actually reverted. Now, actually, one thing I want to do before we go on much further, because I don't want to lose the progress that we've made, I want to capture this. So this so far is really good, okay? We have a home, we have a recipes gallery, we have a recipe generator, we have a blog, we have a contact, we have a profile page. And we have the ability to go light, dark, And we have some corks. We have a menu here that doesn't do anything, but we got to get rid of that, which we will. But okay, so let's commit this to GitHub so that we don't actually lose the work. Okay, I'm gonna go back in Replit. I'm gonna stop the app. I'm gonna actually add Git up here, which is already up here. I'm gonna go look at Git, and I've already set this up, and I can teach you how to do this at one point. So I've already set this up to my repository in GitHub. And every time you commit, you have to put here, I'm going to say updated. I'll just say updated front end with blog, more or less, right? Control enter. And same thing, I'm going to copy and paste. And I'm going to say stage and commit all changes. All right. All right, cool. Now it's going to show up in GitHub. And let's just show you what it did. So I committed it. It updated just